Greetings! In this video, I would like to share with you how I use AI to take notes when I am watching a webinar or a podcast. There has been a lot of talk about AI. It's a very powerful technology which is raising concerns, but it is here to stay and we should try to make the best of it. Last week, I was watching a WHO briefing when Tedros, the Director General, started to talk about his recent visit to Cape Town, where he attended a meeting on the mRNA hub and the use of mRNA technology for vaccines. This is something I'm interested in, and as I am currently doing a piece of work on that topic. So what would usually happen is that you would take notes in a notebook, on paper or using an app, and then most probably forgot about these until the day you want to use them, but you don't know where they are. Further, while most of us praise ourselves in being able to multitask, in reality what we are doing is to divide our attention between multiple tasks, which is rarely efficient. So I'm going to go through my system, which I hope will be useful for you. So here is a recording of the WHO briefing. I watched it live, but since then it is available online. And at some point, Tedros started to talk about his recent visit to Cape Town.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to add on the manufacturing. I just returned from South Africa, Cape Town. This was a follow-up visit from last year, same time, to follow up on the mRNA technology hub that we have in Cape Town.
So what happened at this time? I noticed that he was going to say something interesting. So as I said, what you would do, you would start to take some notes in your notebook. So I use a different system, which is based on a personal knowledge management system. But before going there, this recording is available online, and you could also access the script that was published 24 hours later. So that's interesting, but the problem here is that you would have to wait a day to get the script, and if you are like me and can't do tomorrow what you should have done yesterday, it's probably something that I would not do, and I prefer to work directly on a piece of work, especially this one. So on top of that, you'll have to screen through the script and try to find minute 50. You may have taken that as a note in your notebook, where it actually is talking about his trip to Cape Town here. So what I am doing is in fact to use my personal management system here, which is called Obsidian, in which I have installed a plugin called Whisper, and at the time Tedros is starting to talk, I can record his intervention and the AI will transcribe this. So I'm not going to do that here, but I will show you the recording that has been transcribed. So it should be pretty much about the same. Let's try to see if we can find that. The establishment, here we go. The establishment, as you know, of the mRNA hub is to increase the local production capacity. And here we have the establishment, as you know, of the mRNA hub is to increase local capacity. This is based on OpenAI, and it's usually quite good. So while I'm listening to Tedros, I can actually focus. And when he has completed or terminated his intervention, I would just stop the recording. So from there, you get this piece of text, and this is where you can use AI. So I've got a system here which allows me to summarize what was said. So it's going to take a few seconds to get a summary of the conversation here as a bullet point. Here we go. So the text appears on a blue background, so you know it is AI generated. And you've got here 6 bullet points. I know this text pretty well by now because I've read it a couple of times, and I can confirm that this is a good summary of the intervention. And from there, you can do a number of things. For example, you can share it with your colleagues who are interested in this issue and might find what Tedros said interesting. In my case, I tend to save these as notes in this system and annotate them a little bit further. So later on, when I want to use them, I know where they are, and this is the same. It is here annotated. I'm not going to describe how the system works. People who are familiar with it will know, but you get here the event, the bullet point, and the reference. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. Here we go. Right. So now there are more things you could do with that. Why I was particularly interested in this intervention is because Tedros pointed to the point that local production of vaccine in this case is not just important for combating disease, but it's also important for economic development and job creation. And in this regard, investment in chemical industries that produce active ingredients are also important to increase the competitiveness and benefit the whole value chain production. And commitment from individual countries is crucial to contribute to this. So what you can do is, let's take these 3 points here, which I find important. And I can ask the AI to actually provide me a paragraph about that. Now this is done. So this is being turned into, as you can see, a paragraph rather than bullet point. Interestingly, the AI was able to fetch the full name of the DG and describe into more detail. Again, it's quite accurate on what was said. You could do more thing than that. If I was interested, let's say, in getting an outline for an article or a blog post, what would that be? Here we go. So if I wanted to write a blog about that, here is what the AI proposed. Starting with the background, providing some context on the current state of vaccine supply, yes, and in particular in a low and middle income country, summarizing his main point, which I've already done, using either the bullet point here or the text below. And about, we could expand that from there and discuss the challenge to investment, discuss some of the obstacles which prevent increased investment in vaccine manufacturers, such as IP and lack of infrastructure. That's quite interesting because this was not mentioned in the talk, but these are very relevant points. And even providing some, suggesting some solution, including partnerships. So clearly the AI has been fetching some information that is quite relevant. There is more that could be done. For example, if I were interested in getting some idea on this, could I do that? Get idea. So here are some propositions from the AI. Developing countries should prioritize local production. You can see that unfortunately the AI referred to low-income countries using an old deprecated name, to say the best. Talking about government that can incentivize business. Local production can create job opportunity. Yeah, training and education program should be implemented. Interestingly, it is something the WHO and others are already doing. Talking about collaboration, investing in infrastructure, and encouraging sustainable practice. And that's an interesting one because sustainability is always discussed in terms of when it comes to local production and the role of international organization. So I'm just going to stop here. So as I have just shown you, there is quite a lot of things that can be done. I think it is interesting when it comes to note-taking because you can really focus on what's being said. You can then really work on your notes. You can explore them further. You can brainstorm with the AI. And I think something important is this could be taken very far. I could have carried on and dig deeper and eventually ask the AI to write the blog post itself without doing not much. This is not something I would do or not something I would encourage because it wouldn't be my idea. It would be an AI ideas, and then the source of this idea could be debatable. But the main point here is that you can set a process, workflow that really help you maximizing the use of the AI as a support in your daily work. And there is much more that can be done, and I hope I may be able to do some more video. Thank you for watching.